I got 4 books. Oh my god. Biggest ick. I like how it feels. I didn't want to put that on there. This vlog took a much different turn than I thought it would. Hello, welcome back. Today I'm doing my first vlog. I just finished editing my last video, which was 25 books I want to read in 2025. I realized when I was editing, and really when I was filming more so than when I was editing, I thought I was starting off with a video that would be easy because it's just sit down and talk about books. The error that I think that I made was videoing myself talking about books I've never read, which I think is an art that you kind of have to master, because I'm still scared that I think I was saying things that weren't right. Today, I wanted to, or really this week, I want to make a video about, I'm actually really not sure exactly what I want to title it yet. It's either going to be like get out of a book slump with me, or stay home and read with me while I'm like snowed in, which I really don't know how much snow we're going to get, but the perfect opportunity arose because yesterday I got a text message that we're going to be out of school for like an extra 2 days because of the potential to have snow. And what's probably going to happen, because I live in lower Alabama, we don't ever really get snow. It's probably going to be more of ice than snow. It is going to get into the 20s tonight though, so I mean, there's a possibility. Today is Monday and we're already out for a holiday today, but they gave us Tuesday and Wednesday off. Immediately I was like, this is the perfect time to film. I can just read all day. Right now I thought, because I'm kind of a little bit behind, it took me a lot longer to edit than I thought it would. The one thing that I did not do is I did not get anything for like thumbnail pictures. I took a couple things this morning of some of the books that I mentioned in the video, but I wanted to get a couple of me just holding the books, so I kind of have to get re-ready how I was in the video to have accurate thumbnails, because my hair was curled and right now it's kind of natural and frizzy. But the video that I'm making right now, I have been in a little bit of a slump recently. I've been in worse for sure. I started off 2023 with that was probably the worst slump I had. I think it took me like 3 months to finish one book, and it's just because I really did not like it. Yeah, it took me a while to get out of that. I remember finally finishing that one book, and then that was it. I was free. I'm kind of in another one now. I started esthetician school last August. Things were looking good for a while. I was able to stay pretty consistent with how I was reading before, which was usually like 1 to 2 books a week, sometimes more depending on how the books were, how long they were, what kind of book it was. But then as the semester went on, it just got harder and harder to do that until I just wasn't really reading anymore, and I did not really like that. I enjoyed staying busy, but it did make me really sad to not really have that time to just sit down and read. The semester ended. I think I had 6 more books to complete my reading goal for the year. I decided I would reread Caraval because I loved it so much. My mom was reading it, and so hearing her talk about it made me want to reread it, and those books go by so fast. It's probably one of my favorite fantasy series because of it's like fairy tale fantasy. It's just so easy and fun to read, and I knew that I would just fly by with 3 of them, or so I thought. I did not. I wanted to read all of Caraval and all of Once Upon a Broken Heart. Once Upon a Broken Heart is a spin-off with one of the characters from the second Caraval book. So it's a spin-off from a character that shows up in Legendary. And to me, I kind of like Once Upon a Broken Heart better, but the last time I read them, I read Once Upon a Broken Heart first, and then I read Caraval. So this time when I reread it, I wanted to read Caraval first, and then Once Upon a Broken Heart. Well, I managed to read Caraval, and that was it. I started Legendary before the year ended, but I was not able to finish all of it, nor did I hit my reading goal, which we're not going to talk about how sad that kind of made me. But hey, it's a new year. We're gonna try again. I actually haven't even set a goal yet. I was gonna kind of see how the beginning of the year went. So far, I'm still in Legendary. and I think it's the 21st or the 20th, one of the two. So you could say I'm probably in a little bit of a slump, because normally it does not take me that long to read a book. However, I do feel myself kind of getting out of the slump already. When I started Legendary, it felt like just reading a book. But now I have 40 pages left and I am like into it, like I'm emotionally invested in it. I was reading it at school and I was completely transported to like another world. I was really into it and I was really enjoying it. So to me that was already a good sign. And then after recording my 25 books and editing it, really it was the editing that did it for me, and listening to myself talk about all these books that I want to read got me so excited to read them. I have 40 pages in Legendary left. Super excited. I feel like I'm going to fly by it fairly fast. So I think I'm going to try to plan to do that on the treadmill this afternoon. If I can finish that on the treadmill, that'd be great. And then we can get started on finale tonight. Hopefully I can get about 2 or 3 books read this week. I think that's going to be my goal. Okay, I think that might be it. Alright, thank you for spending this time with me while I curl my hair. Today I'm going to be doing glutes. So usually on my glute only days, I only just have a few isolation movements that I do, so it doesn't take me too terribly long to get through that, and then I'll get to walk and hopefully finish Legendary. I'm gonna go take those thumbnail pictures and I'll see you later. I got through a lot of this. I think I read like 30 pages, which I guess that's not a lot, but compared to what I have left, I think I only have like 15 pages left. Actually, I think it's more like 10. I think I have it's gonna take me like 5 minutes to finish this. Either tonight or tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get started on finale. Oh boy, was I getting into this. Time did not exist when I was reading this. Her writing is so good. I would read anything Stephanie Garber wrote. I would read her grocery list if she published that. The way she describes things, I need to find where I started. I mean, it was the first thing that I read when I started walking. Yeah. The air was so thick with magic, it fell like confectioner's sugar on Tella's tongue. A sweet welcome to a darkly enchanted world. Everything she writes, I think it's even more so in Once Upon a Broken Heart. It's just, her writing is so different, so unique. As far as, I do want to do a Barnes trip this week. It just might happen maybe either tomorrow or Wednesday. But I wanted to make it a whole thing. I want to get a coffee and I want to have like actual time to walk down every aisle, because it's been a while. I want to soak it all in. I'm thinking a little bit too far ahead. I've been trying to think about what I want to read after I finish finale, and I want to jump right into Once Upon a Broken Heart, but I don't have it with me right now. I'm letting a friend borrow it, which I love so much. That's part of the reason why I'm trying to accumulate a lot of books, is I like when people borrow them from me. I love feeling like someone's personal library. Totally happy that she's borrowing that book, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna have to pick something else. Oh, you know, there is Binding 13. I'm trying to think of things that I talked about in my 25 books or 2025, because I'm kind of treating that like my TBR right now, because it really is. I mean, it's everything that I want to read right now. So I'm thinking maybe Binding 13. That's my plans for the rest of the night, is just get ready for bed, curl up, finish Legendary, start finale. I know the weather's getting down into the 20s tonight. I don't know if that means it's supposed to snow tomorrow or if they're saying the snow's going to come Wednesday. It's supposed to be cold for here. It's supposed to be really cold the next couple days. I am slightly worried that Barnes & Noble might be closed the next couple days, so if I might have to wait till Saturday to go and get anything, but bottom line, there's gonna be a Barnes trip this week. I'm gonna make it happen. So I really just might be stuck inside the next couple days. I think that's all I have to say right now. That's all the updates that I have right now. I'll probably talk to you again in the morning.
Snow era!
my god. It actually snowed.
Yeah, it will.
Oh my god. It hasn't snowed in like 15 years. It's coming down so hard. I literally have never seen this much snow before, ever. It's in my hair. It's on my phone. Thank you. Are you texting?
Kathy.
Is it snowing?
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's literally snowing.
Literally, actually. This is just ice. It's still cold.
Yeah, I gotta show us your snowballs. Oh my goodness. Go on.
Oh, and you know, you see on
Oh.
TV.
No, you're supposed to catch it. Bethany.
To sneak outside real quick to give you a little bit of an update. So, as you probably saw in the last few clips, it snowed a lot more here than I thought it would. We have never, I don't know about ever, but in my lifetime I have never seen this much snow. As far as like actually where I live, this is the most amount of snow we have gotten in a long time. The last time it actually even snowed was 2010, so it's been 15 years since it's even seen snow, let alone this much snow. I think we got, at least right here, I think we got like 7 or 8 inches. So it has been a lot of fun, and since that's something I did not really completely anticipate was how much we would get. I just thought it'd be some icy roads and maybe some flurries here and there, and we wouldn't be able to go to school or go to work, and we would just kind of have to chill inside for a few days. But we actually spent a majority of the afternoon yesterday just being outside and enjoying it. So I didn't get a whole lot of reading done yesterday, but I did start finale. I think I read like maybe 15 pages yesterday morning. Then it started snowing, so we spent a lot of time outside, and I didn't really read anything last night because I was just so worn out from being outside and so cold for so long. But this morning I did read a little bit more. I think I've gotten about 55 pages into this book. I plan to sit down tonight and read a little bit more, and I might film a couple clips of me reading, but I'll probably talk to you next tomorrow. Oh yeah, I wanted to come out here because it's just so pretty, and it's really not even that much colder right now. It was really cold yesterday, especially with the snow still falling. It snowed for hours, which is also something I did not expect. And when it started sticking, I mean, really, I was just in shock, honestly. But this whole time, I've just been in shock, and you could tell everyone else is too. Like, I woke up to so many Instagram posts about the snow and of people in the snow, and it's just been so much fun to see everybody have such a good time. We keep talking about how it feels like we aren't in Alabama. It feels like we are up north somewhere. Like, I feel like I'm on vacation right now because there's so much snow, because so much of it has stuck and will probably still be here tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. They canceled school for Thursday too, so I don't have to go to school this whole entire week, and so that's so much fun. I also was told I didn't have to come into work today, so this has just been a very relaxing week. It has been a lot of fun just to kind of kick back and enjoy all the snow. It just makes everything look so pretty. And I really hope it's still in town when I leave here tomorrow, because I want to see the snow on everything. Okay, well, that's my cue to wrap things up, but that's all my updates right now.
What's it up?
The woodland and lilac.
I think you're aesthetically pleasing.
Okay, we are back from our little excursions. I got 4 books. Literally every single one of these is in the last video that I filmed, so I'm kind of happy that I'm kind of sticking with was essentially like my TBR for the next few months. The first one I picked up when I got there is Light Lark, which I'll probably kind of read soon just because it really makes me think of Caraval. It gives me Caraval vibes. I guess because it's a magical game that is only held every once in a while. I say every once in a while, this one's held every 100 years. It's also because it's a young adult fantasy. I'll probably read this one soon-ish just because I'm riding off of that Caraval high. The next book that I picked up is The Book That Wouldn't Burn. I'm excited for this one too. It just feels so when a book feels so booky. This one's just, I like how it feels. Okay, I like these next two because these feel nice and short. I like to have a variety of books. I like to have some that are really thick, but also I like to have some real short ones in there every once in a while. This one is The Housemaid. I've read a couple Frida McFadden books before, and I'm really excited to read this one. I don't know how I ended up reading 2 or 3 of her other books and just not her most popular one. I don't know what that's about, but I'm excited. I like her writing and everyone loves this one. And then we got Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. I want to use this in my reading romances for a week video, so I'm gonna buy a couple more books for that, but this was the only one I saw that they had, so I went ahead and picked this one up. That's everything I got today. I have not been out really shopping in a long time, so this was so much fun. I'll probably update you whenever I finish finale, and I'm really feeling Binding 13 next, so we'll see how much. I'm gonna end this vlog tomorrow. Today is Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday. We'll see how much I read today, and then we'll see if I get started on Binding 13 today, and then how much I get to read tomorrow. But I'll update you when I'm done with finale. There is genuinely so much that I have to talk about and update on because this vlog took a much different turn than I thought it would. It was meant to be be cozy with me, stay in while it snowed, turned into me getting sick. Not super sick, pretty sick. I don't know what was wrong at the beginning of the week when it was actually snowing. I didn't feel good, and then I thought I was getting better, and then I got worse. Saturday, I vlogged just going out, but that's when I finally took some actual cold medicine, and it made me just like lose my train of thought. I recorded that haul and I literally cannot remember what I said or what I talked about. And then Saturday night, I thought, okay, I'm gonna finish this book tonight. Wrong. I don't even remember Saturday night. I just did not feel good. And then Sunday, Saturday night was probably the worst. Yesterday, Sunday, I think that was also pretty bad. And that's also when I took the most medicine. And so I was just, you know, when you are sick and you take a lot of medicine and you are just kind of like in and out of consciousness, that's kind of what it felt like. Like I was awake the whole day, but I did not feel entirely there. So I did not really read anything, which makes me so sad because I feel like being sick is like almost the perfect time to read because you really can't do anything else but just lay down and read. But I couldn't even focus. I would pick up my book and I would read like a page and I would just couldn't process anything that had just happened. So obviously I didn't pick up the camera. I didn't pick up my phone. I didn't vlog any clips. I didn't do any of that. I was like, okay, we're just gonna take this day to chill and I'll finish it today. So extended vlog. It's gonna be a full week because I started this last Monday and today's Monday again. I just came back from school. I don't have anything the rest of the day. This is like my reset day. This is my get prepared for the rest of the weekday, unless I do that Sunday, which obviously by how I felt, I did not do any resetting yesterday. I did a lot of just resting. So today I read, I think about 30 or 40 pages during our break at school. So I'm super close to finishing finale and it's getting so good. It's getting to the parts that like I can remember. The parts that I remember but that I'm kind of fuzzy on. So I'm really excited because like when I remember things about books, it's really what I picture while I'm reading it that I remember. And so I can like picture these certain scenes, but I can't remember how they like come to be and like how they like the resolution for them. So I'm excited to get to that point and see like all the things that I remember and like actually see how it plays out. I'm going to meal prep. I'm probably gonna do some laundry. I'm going to finish finale. Oh, I hate being in a book for so long. It hasn't even been that long. I mean, it's probably been like 4 or 5 days. It's just, that's too long for me. I don't know. I like finishing a book in like 2 to 3 days. Like that to me is like, that is like the perfect pacing for reading a book. So being stuck in it for almost a week, just I'm ready to move on. I don't know, something about staying in it. Ugh. That's how I get into slumps, is when I purposefully or accidentally stay in a book for too long. It just I think that's all I really have on the agenda for today. I think that's all the updates that I really have. I finally feel a little bit better. Most of my symptoms are gone. I'll probably update when I finish, and then the book that I'm gonna pick next, because I think I'm probably still gonna do Binding 13, but now I'm kind of like up in the air because I just bought a bunch of new books and I need to read the ones I already have, but every time I go and buy new books, I'm always so tempted to read those first. That's everything. So I'll update you when I update you. Finale, amazing as it was before. I feel like this is the quickest, even though it did take me like 4 days to read this is the quickest I have read a book in a while. I'm really happy about that. I definitely feel like the book slump is coming to an end, and I'm so excited to start a book that I haven't read yet, because I've been in these books for like the past month or so, and so I've been reading things that I have read before, and so there's not that like newness to it, and so I'm really excited to jump into a book that's new. Let's see, thoughts on this. I think she wrapped it up so well. I forgot how good the ending was. I think I loved this whole trilogy even more reading it through a second time. I'm so happy I did this reread. I don't do rereads very often, but this one I think was so good because I feel like I've just fallen in love with the series all over again. I highly, highly recommend it, especially if you haven't really read much fantasy or you don't like maybe the spice in fantasy. There's still lots of romance in it, but there's no spice. So if you don't like spice or if you're new to fantasy, I think this is an amazing trilogy to start on. That's that, and I can put it back on my bookshelf, and then hopefully maybe in the next few months I can do the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, which it was my favorite. I'm really okay. Going back to the fact that I'm glad I reread this, last time I read all of these books, I started with Once Upon a Broken Heart, and then I read Caraval, because I didn't realize that Once Upon a Broken Heart is actually a spinoff. You can read them in any order because it doesn't really spoil anything. I thought that I liked these less, because I read them second, and I guess in comparison, I was like, oh, these aren't as good. I don't think I appreciated them enough with a clean slate going into these and reading these like first. I think I just really appreciated the writing more, I appreciated the story more, the characters, just everything. I've been asked before which I would recommend reading first, Once Upon a Broken Heart or Caraval, and really honestly, it really could go either way. Right now, I'm tempted to say Caraval because I just read all of them. Really, you could start with either one. Anyways, so I'm gonna start on this one. I think I might eat me a little snack and then maybe watch a little bit of YouTube, maybe study a little bit, and then I'm going to dive into this one. I'm not really sure why I've decided this one. I'm just feeling it for some reason. I love the feel of this book. The cover I think is kind of pretty. I like the coloring. There are some, I think it's the older covers, where it's just like people. Biggest ick. People on the covers of books. Like real people, or like, oh, it's great when I think what these people did, or what this girl, whoever made these covers, what they did, they had people on there first, and then there's these covers. But the worst is when it's a normal looking cover, and then they make a Netflix movie out of it or something, and then they change the cover to the Netflix actors. Excuse me, you ruin a perfectly good cover. Sorry, I think that might just be, maybe it's a hot take of mine, but to me, I want to read a book way less if there's real people on the cover, because I don't want to be walking around with a person's face on my book. Maybe that's harsh. We shouldn't judge books by covers. But I almost didn't add this to my want to read bookshelf in Goodreads because the only one I could find for a while of Binding 13 was the cover with the people on it. And it's like, it's kind of that hot and heavy look where I think they're like kissing or something. I didn't want to put that on there. I think I found one. I don't know, if you go to my Goodreads, if I don't have this on my bookshelf, I didn't find this cover on Goodreads, but I just did not. I did not want to put the people on my bookshelf. But anyways, side tangent over. I'm nervous about this one just because of the people I've watched on YouTube. I've heard kind of mixed reviews. I haven't seen too many people read it, but I've heard more good things than I've heard bad. So my hopes are high. And like I've mentioned before, it does kind of remind me, just reading the synopsis and just how people talk about it, it reminds me a bit of Magnolia Parks, which I loved. If this gives the same vibes of like that high school drama and like on again, off again, like who are they gonna get with, that type of vibe, I think I'll like it. Again, I'm gonna go eat something real fast, hopefully check in before I go to bed. Oh my gosh. The print is so small. Wow, that print is pretty small. Maybe it'll read fast. I have some video ideas for February and March, so I think those will also help me in reaching my reading goal, which I officially set, by the way. I made my reading goal 50 books, which it was 50 books last year too, and I think I managed to make it to 44. Maybe it was 44 or 45, but either way I did not reach my goal, which made me really, really sad because I reached it the year before. I blame school. Genuinely, If I did not have like so much work towards the end of the last semester, I really think I could have hit it. I think that's all of the yapping I have in me right now. I'm gonna go eat and I'm gonna go start this book and I will update you tonight. So I managed to make it about a chapter in because I did have to eat dinner and do all that. I know I'm only a chapter in, but I like the vibes so far. It is set in 2005. I really like stuff that's set in like 2005, even before then, because it feels, even though I wasn't like a teenager around that time, it does feel slightly nostalgic, and it's just nice to see like almost current day, but like not really. It can be kind of refreshing. So far I've met Shannon. I knew that she was bullied, but you kind of get a little bit more of a backstory with that, kind of how she was bullied at her last school, and she's getting ready for her first day at her new school. Where she's going is called, I think, Tommen College. Yeah, the boys of Tommen. Yeah, her first day at Tommen College. She's got 5 brothers, 2 older ones, 3 younger ones, a dad that does not like her. I think her mom likes her well enough. Her mom is the one that is sending her to the new school after she was getting bullied at the old one. I know she's gonna meet Johnny. I'm wondering if it's in his perspective too, because at the beginning of the chapter you see Shannon. Yeah, okay, so there are some chapters that start with Johnny, so this is dual point of view, which I think is really fun, and I'm excited to read his side of it as well. But so far, so good, and I'm excited to keep reading it. I'll probably study for a little bit and then read a couple more chapters and then go to bed. But I just want to check in one more time. I'm really happy with how much I read this week. It's good progress, I think. I want to pick up a little bit more, but I think we've made good progress so far, though. Because I finished Legendary, I read all of Finale, and now I'm starting Binding 13. I think that's it for my first vlog. Hopefully this was somewhat entertaining. I had a lot of fun making it, and I'm really excited to make more in the future. I'm excited to get better at it too. In the future I want to have some just reading vlogs, and then some vlogs where it's like a mix between like every day with some reading, because that's what I enjoy the most, is just seeing people's everyday and just like the mundane things. Honestly, just having that on the background is my favorite thing ever. So that's some of the type of content that I would like to make. I think that's everything that I have to talk about. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. I really appreciate it. Follow me on Goodreads if you want to see what I end up rating Binding 13, and you also follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. But thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you in another video.